Good morning, everyone. My name is Jeremy Bourland. Again, as Brad introduced me earlier on, I'm one of the Dynamics 365 sales executives here at Turnkey Technologies. So hopefully you all are seeing a screen that references Business Central. Getting the thumbs up here, so I think we're good to go. So what we're doing now is transitioning from the Sage Intacct solution to spend a little time talking about Dynamics 365 Business Central. What we often hear when engaging with customers and prospects, especially in the financial management space, we often encounter the same types of problems and issues that a lot of people are dealing with in today's day and age. Wendy spent a lot of time talking about reporting and being able to have all that data at your fingertips and in a single source where you need it. Oftentimes when we're talking to customers and prospects, we find out that there's currently insufficient reporting. There's multiple systems where processes are being siloed. Perhaps there's a lot of manual entry of processes into different systems. Obviously that can cause issues with the accuracy of the data, as well as having to run multiple reports from multiple systems. So wouldn't it be nice if you had a single source of data and information that you could log on, see exactly how your business was performing, get a clear view of what those key performance indicators are, and easily understand maybe what areas of the business required your attention versus what areas of the business perhaps were performing just par or beyond par, I should say. So what is Dynamics 365 Business Central? I wanted to include this slide just for folks that might be on the webinar that aren't familiar with this product. It is a new branding for Microsoft within the last few years, the Dynamics 365 Business Central name. However, it is actually built on the code base of a former Microsoft solution known as Navision. Some folks refer to it as NAV as well. So Dynamics 365 Business Central is basically the cloud version of Navision. There was a lot of money and R&D spent to enhance the look and feel of Business Central, as well as some additional functionality around warehousing, service management, and manufacturing that was added on top to that really rich code base that was from the legacy application. So from a historical perspective, Business Central is basically a great fit for small to mid-sized organizations that's currently outgrowing their entry-level system. Those companies that have multiple disparate systems that aren't speaking to each other and looking for a more real robust ERP application to help manage their back-end processes, it's definitely a good fit. You're getting to leverage that strong 31 plus years of heritage of the NAV code base, not to mention the hundreds of thousands of customers, the millions of users across the globe that have used that and been able to provide feedback over those years. And of course, you're getting to leverage these additional functionalities around warehouse, service, and manufacturing. But as we'll see, there's a slide at the end of my presentation as well, kind of touching on the affordability of Business Central, as it is a cloud-based subscription service. So what's included in Dynamics 365 Business Central? Doing these shootouts, I think it's a great opportunity to compare, three systems side by side, and hopefully through the session this morning you'll be able to see how certain systems might do things a little bit better than others. There might be certain modules that are included in some applications and not in others. And Brad has a slide at the end of the deck, I think, that does a great job of kind of breaking down the side-by-side comparison. I always like to put this up just for folks to see, what do I get if I license Business Central out of the box? Well, the great thing about Business Central is there's only two flavors. There's a Business Central Essentials, which includes everything you see on the screen. There is a premium subscription, which is slightly more per user per month, but the only thing that's included in that premium beyond what you get in Essentials is basically expanded service management as well as manufacturing. So if your organization is truly looking to make a switch to your financial accounting management systems, maybe looking to incorporate some ERP functionality, whether it be project management, supply chain, distribution, logistics, even sales, and some service, if you will, you can easily migrate to Business Central Essentials, get everything you see on the screen with the exception of expanded service and manufacturing, which of course is available as part of that premium subscription. One of the great things about the design of Dynamics 365 Business Central is being able to see how your business is performing from a single source of information. Microsoft has also leveraged the power of Office 365 and the integration of the Office product suite. And so for users that are familiar with other Microsoft products, I think the one advantage that Business Central has is it has that look and comfortableness of an Office 365 application. So I know some teams are worried about implementation timeframe or adoption, being able to have a nice, easy-to-use look and feel, be able to navigate and drill down into the data that you need easily is definitely very important, and also helps the implementation timeframe as well. In addition to the dashboard, which we're going to see in a few moments here in the live demo system, you are also able to drill down and get deeper analytics. Wendy spoke a little bit about the kind of the moving transition of the accountant, the CFO role, needing to get quicker insights into how the business is performing, be able to drive down into those analytical data scenarios. Business Central not only provides a live update on how the business is performing, but allows you to do ad hoc and customized reporting sessions. For those of you that might be familiar with Microsoft's tool Power BI, you can actually create a series of dashboards, reports, graphs, charts, things that teams might need easy access to, and actually embed those directly into the Business Central screen. So versus having to go out and run multiple reports in separate locations, you've got a single source of access for everything that you need to get your hands on. We'll probably talk about a little bit of this at the end as well, but I just like to throw this up here so you kind of get a feel for the affordability of Business Central. We've discussed the two different flavors, Essentials versus Premium. The Essentials is priced out at $70 per user per month. The Premium is $100 per user per month. And as we've already stated, you can kind of see on the screen all the things that are included in the Essentials, obviously with Premium, including some additional service management as well as manufacturing modules. There is a third user type, whether you decide to go with Essentials or Premium, that Microsoft has identified. It's something known as a team member. Team members are an affordable seat license for those users that need to get in and access the data. They might need to run reports. They might need to see what's going on with the business, but maybe they're not in charge of the full-blown back office processing. So if they need to read, approve, get reports, we can identify which members of your organization really require full access versus some of those folks that might be just suited under a team member license as well. Okay, so we're going to take a look into the application. So what I did is I switched over to Dynamics 365 Business Central. This is the screen that you obviously see when you log on. The one thing I always like to point out is that Business Central is fully a multi-company system. So you can have as many companies to find out here as you'd like. You can see in our training/demo environment, we have quite a few set up. So it truly is multi-company. You're also able to run consolidated reports across multiple companies, which is very helpful and beneficial as far as getting the data that you need when you want to see it. The other thing that I kind of like is the fact that Microsoft has already gone in and defined some predefined roles. And so you'll see there's a role for the accountant that's already been identified. For those of us that have been in systems and implementations over the years, sometimes it can be challenging when you're working with a system and presented with a bunch of menu options and screens that have nothing to do with your actually daily job duties. So by kind of honing in on what functions and what features these different user types need, Microsoft has been able to develop these roles for specific user types. So that way, when I log in as an accountant or a business manager or a project manager, as an example, I'm only presented with the screens and fields that are pertinent to me. So for the sake of today, since it is financials focused, we're going to stick with the accountant role, just to give you kind of a good high-level overview. I find Business Central is very easy to use. It's very easy to learn. Things are presented in a manner that allows users to easily navigate, whether it's from the initial configuration or the maintenance going forward. At the top, you have a convenient ribbon that kind of lays out everything you need from a financial management perspective: finance, the journals, the cash management. I can see I can easily access my general journals from the top screen. If I need to do edits to my charts of accounts, I could get there quickly and easily from the ribbon, whether it's account schedules or financial dimensions, all very easily defined and set up without having to go through multiple layers of menus. The other thing I wanted to point out is that Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central, similar to the dashboards you saw in Sage, they use a series of what we call live tiles. These tiles are actually customized based upon your business profile. So whether you want to see payments, sales, invoices, these can be customized per user and per environment. So the tiles that are being presented are the tiles that actually reflect the information that you want to see. We also have the red-green indicators. These are KPIs or key performance indicators that can be set up on the back end of the application to notify us when there's areas of the business that either require our attention or there's parts of the business that are actually doing really well. So for example, you can see that I've got some overdue purchase documents, which is showing a red bar. Obviously, when I log in and I see this, there's something here that requires my attention. You'll notice as I'm demonstrating, everything I hover over, I have the option to click and drill down in to the details. So if I wanted to see what are these 15 overdue purchase documents that are requiring my attention, with a simple click, I'm able to drill down and get the complete breakdown of what is making up that indicator. Same thing goes for the green line. So in my demo environment, I have some key performance indicators set up to say, I want to know when certain levels or certain thresholds are being successful and being met. So again, based upon the customization of the look and feel, as well as my user logon, I can have these live tiles configured to show me exactly how my business is performing. Just as a side note, Microsoft Dynamics 365 Business Central does have an application that's available for download on iOS, Android, or Apple phone, which is iOS, but you can actually take this information on the go as well. So whether it's an iPad, whether it's a mobile phone, if you're on the go, business travel like a lot of us do, you can actually get to these dashboards without having to do a lot of digging down. The other thing I like, as we kind of scroll down through the initial homepage, if you will, I get some additional breakdowns as well. So how are my overall accounts performing? At a glance, I can see my checking, my savings, my cash, so things going on with my vendors. Again, you'll notice these are all hyperlinks. So by a simple click, I could drill down into my checking account and get a breakdown to see what are all the financial components that are making up that total balance that we currently have today. In addition, you have a wide range of reporting and financial analytical options available at your fingertips. What you'll see here is I've got some key reports that have been set up and configured around my finance performance as well as business assistance. I can actually drill down into these. There's several of these that can be customized based upon your business model. I won't click through all of them, but I think you guys can get the general understanding that there's a lot of data that's available to be presented right at your fingertips. These can also be customized and drilled down. I know we talked in Wendy's session about being able to segment by date. So if I wanted specific finance performance for a specific day, week, month, or quarter, I can actually segment that down as well to get a full view. Same thing goes for the charts over here regarding business assistance. I could scroll through these and see how the overall business was performing, whether it be the cash cycle, whether it be the total sales, whether it be the cash flow view by month. And again, I can actually break these down by time periods to really dig deeper into how the overall business is performing. We also get a breakdown of the cash flow forecast. I like this as well because it gives me a good view of how my business is performing. You'll notice, like everything else, if I hover over it, the dashboard is going to show me the detailed information that's actually making up this from behind the scenes. It's being pulled from the system. With a simple click of the mouse, I can actually drill down and get into the detailed information of what's kind of making up these financials. What if I had a question about the specific sales invoice? Well, you guessed it, simple click of a hyperlink, right? Business Central is going to take me directly to that record. I can even drill further down into the invoice to get the details to figure out exactly what it is I need to see. So I think what I like to kind of reference at this point is you can really see that without having to go through multiple layers and multiple screens, you can present the type of information that you need, where you want it, when you want it, and how you need to see it as well as having the option to do multiple reports. Speaking of reports, I did want to touch just a little bit on some of the reports that come out of the box as part of Business Central. Obviously, your balance sheet, income statement, statement of cash flows, statement of retained earnings are part of the core applications. One of the advantages I think that the Dynamics 365 Business Central application brings to the table is the seamless integration with the other Office application suites. So I'm sure most folks listening right now have used Excel in the past or are using Excel today. So wouldn't it be nice to be able to import or export data via Excel and do it seamlessly? So that's why when I kind of touch on the usability and the friendliness of Business Central, if you've used Excel reports before, you're going to find it very easy to use this as well. So not only just from a reporting perspective, but also being able to update data. General journals, for example, if you have those maintained in Excel today, with a click of a button, those can be imported automatically into your journal lines within Business Central without someone having to do the manual entry. Just to give you a view of what these reports look like when they run, we will run a quick trial balance just to show you a preview. It's very standard, but it's presented in a very professional looking format. Obviously, you can review the data online, you can print, share, do anything with these reports. And of course, don't forget, we also talked about being able to embed the Power BI tool directly into the dashboard. So this demo environment, I don't have any Power BI reports defined, but if you had some that you had already created, whether those be graphs, dashboards, or actual just statistical reports, or static data even, you can actually have those embedded directly, so someone be able to run them from here as well. So as you can see, there's a lot of options that are presented, whether you're managing your business by the reports, whether you're using the live tiles to dig in further, or kind of relying on some of the reports that are already part of the box. The other interesting item that Dynamics 365 brings to the table, I've kind of been hitting a lot on this integration with Office 365. In this example, because it is part of the Dynamics 365 product suite, out of the box, Dynamics 365 Business Central can directly integrate with Office, including Exchange. So in this example, I have a customer that has sent me an email asking for a quote for a number of chairs for their new conference room that they're remodeling. So how is that applicable to how I'm managing the financial worlds? What I wanted to show you is, because of the integration of Office 365 and Business Central, you can actually have an icon over here that will automatically invoke what's called Contact Insights, and it pulls up Business Central directly within your Microsoft Exchange application. Now, what the coolest thing about this is not that I can access my ERP or accounting system from my inbox, but you'll notice that there's actually artificial intelligence that's built in to the widget as well. So my Microsoft Dynamics 365, Business Central 365 actually analyzed what was in the email. It noticed that this was Robert Towns that was contacting me from a Datum Corporation. And based on that, it automatically pulled the customer information directly from Business Central. I could scroll through here, and similarly to what we did looking at the live demo environment, I could click down and drill down into any of these financials that's going on with the customer, whether it be their current balance, any statistics, outstanding orders, things like that. I wanted to bring this up because, depending on what you're looking for, this tool can really be used for a lot of different ways. If customers are calling and asking questions about invoices, if you have vendors that are questioning something that should have been paid that wasn't, instead of having to toggle across multiple systems, I'm able to access all of my information directly from my fingertips. Same thing goes true on the flip side. There's another option within Contact Insights as well, where you can actually create financial transactions directly from your inbox. So if you need to create a credit order or a credit memo or a purchase invoice, by clicking on these quick hits, I can create these financial transactions directly from my inbox without having to toggle back and forth between the two applications. Of course, as you're doing these transactions, everything is being updated on the back end as well.